What's up, Wolfpack? We got another YouTube video. We're going to the gym. I'm gonna comply with the rules. Just gonna see what I could do, film some exercises, and hopefully it's a good video. I'll turn back on the camera for the first exercise. What's up, Wolfpack? Now, we're here. I was low-key complaining too much about me having the bag. I didn't want to use the lockers. I was low-key scared of the lockers. But we're using them now. I got my shit locked in a locker. The people were very nice, so kudos to the employees who gave me my lock. And also it was free, so like 2 dubs in one. I can't afford shit right now. So it's a win-win. I get to record this. So basically every post that I made on YouTube, rescind all of it. Mainly the one that says I'm not going to do gym content anymore until I can have my bag on me. But with that being said, I'll also still continue to post mainly the Terraria world. I was really, I feel like that'd be a good series, do a little gaming series. And then I still do want to find a gym where I can have my bag on me, just so that it's not as much of a hassle for me to carry everything around. I can kind of just grab the bag. But anyways, we are on the leg extension. We got about 80 pounds for the warm-up set, and then we'll go into our 2 sets of failure. Also, for the couple days that I missed, I'm going to add 2 days. So this is day 6 or day 7. No joke there. All right, here we go. Yeah. I low-key lied about the weight. It was actually 95 pounds. Alright, well, we'll do 175 for our first failure set. I'm low-key trying to get this workout somewhat quickly. I got 2 writing assignments that I gotta do. Should be relatively, quick for me. One's a 400-word reflection paper, and then the other one's like a 200-word reflection paper. So I'm not super worried. Just want to get everything over with.
Hey, notice me! Alex! Notice me, senpai!
What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, I could talk about this. So, when I recorded that intro, I was low-key terrified of recording it, mainly because my roommate was in the room. And I was worried I was going to get judged. So before I recorded that, I was kind of looking up how to get past a mental block. And, one video caught my attention where they talked about how a lot of people who have kind of like that mental block, that, level of anxiety, they're usually thinking of things that are outside of their control. So, for example, me going back to the intro, my roommate's emotions are out of my control. I can't make him enjoy the intro, but I also can't make him hate the intro. But I'm so worried about it as if it's a problem I need to fix/solve. So, I'm trying to look at things a little differently, mainly today, because I've heard this thing before, but I've never really thought about it more than just hearing it. So I'm trying to put it a bit more into perspective, maybe focus a bit more on kind of just the things that I can really control, like my happiness, me recording, just things that I can actually do instead of worrying about things I can't do. And I think so far I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously I'm here now. I'm recording at the gym. So far I would say it's going well. I'll keep you guys updated in case. Okay. I'll get the first failure set going. 175 on the machine, leg extension. We'll see if we do more than 10, we'll go up a notch, which will be a 190. So we'll figure out. All right. Okay. So I believe I got 12 or 13 there. So we are going up in weight. The one thing I'm happy with when it comes to doing a little bit higher weights instead of reps is that it's a lot less straining on my legs. I feel like there's a lot of lactic acid building up in my muscles when I was going a little lower weights, but doing like 20 reps. You know, I would, at about like 15th rep in, my legs felt awful. I mean, you could probably see in the camera, I was like grabbing onto my legs, like it looked like I just got like stung. So it wasn't the greatest feeling in the world. And one good thing about me doing these higher weights is that, you know, I mean, the pain is like somewhat there. Like the, I guess, buildup of acid is still there, but it's a lot less than what it was before. And I'm still pushing myself to failure. It's not like I'm, you know, having that trade-off of, it's not like I'm having a trade-off of of progressive overload for a better feeling in my legs. I'm still pushing myself to failure here. It's just, you know, I can kind of feel, my legs feel a little better while doing it. So that's probably a really big positive, you know, overall body health in terms of me going to failure 5 days a week for my entire body. Still nothing sore. I feel great right now. I think my body's kind of adapted to it. You know, first couple days, I was, my legs and my triceps are pretty sore. But currently, like I said, none of that's really happening. Strength-wise, I mean, I just, from the 2 exercises I've done so far, which was a row and bench, I feel like I'm getting decently stronger. Like I can go up a pin on my row machine, and my mid set of 135, I can do like 12 to like 14 without too much of a struggle. So overall, I'm really happy. Honestly, I could be wrong about that bench press weight. I don't really count my reps on bench. Or, well, I haven't recently. I've done it in the past. But I kind of just go until I feel like my body's about to give out. Anyways, I'm talking too much now. Got 190 on the machine. Going for failure again. We'll see how many we do. Okay. Overall, positive sets. I'll turn back on the camera when I got another exercise ready, and I'll see you guys then. What's up, okay? We got our second exercise that's being recorded of the day. Got tricep push down, or tricep extension, whatever it's called. Start with a warm-up set, and hopefully I'll have something to talk about. Not bad. Yeah. Alright. First failure set at least 62.5 pounds. Overall, I low-key used to be a hater on this cable machine. I don't like how it feels. But the camera angle's too tough. You know, this kind of goes back on to me saying that I complain too much, which I think I said. I either said it or I posted it somewhere. So, this kind of goes back to that where there's a lot of like petty things that I'll get mad about, and that I won't do much to really help me. Like, going back to the gym bag thing. Like, I was kind of petty with it because I just didn't want to use the locker room. Which hopefully I'll be able to find my stuff. I took a photo of the lock, so I think I'll be able to. But, I won't know until I go back. I'll keep you guys updated. If not, the important stuff is out of the bag. This, not one microphone, not the other one. The other one's still in there. And the charging case. But I also have a warranty on that, so I'm not worried about it. And then, warranty works out, I have a third mic. So, always a positive and a negative. I'll sell someone this third mic, or I'll keep the third mic. But yeah, if there's any gym brands that want to sponsor a very responsible guy right now, you should sponsor me on the low skis. I'm an amazing promoter, niche YouTuber. I'm basically the whole package at this point. So hit me up. Hit the business email that's in my bio. Maybe I should put that in my link tree. Should I put my business email in my link tree? Let me know, chat. Let me know. I got 2 business emails, so that I don't. One of them's got some money to it. The other one doesn't. I'm not gonna further explain which one does and which one doesn't, just in case. I'm trying to keep my money. It's a liquid, it's stocks. But I'm still trying to keep my money because I'd rather be somewhat rich, I'm not even rich, somewhat not broke than broke, if that makes sense. Anyways, I'm talking way too much about useless stuff right now. So we'll go for the first failure set. Like I said, 62.5 pounds. And if we get more than 10, we'll go up in weight. Probably about 2 notches here, because they go by 5 pounds each. All right. Forget how funky the resistance profile is on this. Minute off there. That last rep was ass. Keep it blunt. And I don't think I did 10 reps. So we're sticking with 62.5 for the last set. Subscriber goal still stands, by the way. If you guys want to see the greatest lifter of all time, the GLOAT, go to the Diamond Gym. It's a big ask for 10,000, but if you get me there, I'll try and make it happen. and eventually it will happen. You got to manifest the things you want in life. I'm saying some weird shit right now. This part's dedicated to my mom. I was gonna do this 2 days ago, but when I got kicked out of the gym, I was so mad that I low-key forgot about doing it. So this is dedicated to my mom. You can still listen if you want, if you're not my mom. You can see how much I love my mom here. But without that, I'm talking too much about the outside details. Anyways, Mom, thank you so much for getting me the gym bag. Thank you so much for taking me out, letting me outside of campus. Campus gets boring pretty quickly, and I feel like I really didn't give too good of a goodbye. I kind of just said bye-bye. Wasn't too big of a fan afterwards, but you really do mean a lot to me. You've been probably one of my biggest supporters ever. You've been my mom. So I really just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the stuff you've been helping me out with. Thank you for giving me some words of motivation. Thank you for giving me some advice. Thank you for spending your precious, hard-earned money on letting me do what I want to do. And it really does mean a lot. I don't think this one dedication could really explain how grateful I am for all the things you've done for me. But to the best of my ability, I'm really trying to say thank you for everything you've done. And I think I'd be a completely different person if I had a different mom in my life, which I want to make this very clear. I would much rather have you as a mom than anyone else. You are my favorite person in the whole world besides me. Now I sound like narcissistic, but you really are my favorite person besides me. And once again, it really does mean a lot that for what you've done for me throughout the years, and hopefully you continue to help me out and hopefully help yourself out, because at the end of the day, you helping yourself out is more valuable than you helping me out. All right. Now with that out of the way, I'll finish off this last set here. And I'll go on to the next exercise. We got 62.5 pounds still. Tricep extension or push down. Going to failure. And that's all I gotta say. Okay. That's it. Also, I forgot to add this in my heartfelt message to my mom, but thank you for buying me those shoes. The shoes look awesome. For the people who aren't my mom, you'll see the shoes soon. They came in yesterday, and they're back at my actual house, so you won't see them for a little bit. But I'll turn back on the camera for the next exercise, and I'll see you guys then. So we're back. We get the last recorded exercise for the day. Got a leg curl, as per usual. I was low-key considering ending the video off on the last workout, but This was open. It's getting a little late. I got two decently sized papers to do, and I'm doing this instead. So I'm low-key gonna end it off here once I'm done with these. Anyways, I'm gonna start off with a warm-up set to kind of get this out the way, because I need to save some time. Yeah. Low-key got I got all the moving parts locked down on this. I need to think of something. Hold on. I'm gonna do my warm-ups while looking on Twitter. See if I can find something valuable to talk about. Okay. Whew. So low-key, in like the 10 seconds I looked at Twitter while I was doing that, I couldn't find anything. But I do have something I can talk about that I remember that I saw on here earlier. Overwatch 2 is bringing the name back to Overwatch 1, which, that decision by them, or well, the overall Overwatch 2, stuff that went on, where they just did the massive port, it's basically useless at this point. You could have kept the game at least somewhat well received if you never made Overwatch 2, if you just updated the engine like you did with Overwatch 2, and then kept everything else. People would still at least somewhat, enjoy the game. Like, the only differences between current Overwatch now and old Overwatch is the engine, 5v5, and Battle Pass. The only positive thing out of those three things is the engine update. So really, it was just an idiotic change in general. I'm still a decently big fan of Overwatch. It's not that bad of a game in my opinion. But the stuff they did, when Overwatch 2 released, and how they kind of went on with the hate, or well, with the feedback, was really dog shit by them. And they're rescinding so many changes now. Like, they brought back loot boxes, or actually one other thing that they added new that I'm iffy on is perks. Perks for each character. Like that, I'm not opposed to either. You got to keep the game at least somewhat fresh, gameplay wise. But still, the shop, the battle pass, and 5v5 are some of the worst changes they've ever made. And they really could have just gone with just an engine update, make it a big update for Overwatch, and continue that. And the game would have at least been somewhat well received. So they really messed up on their end there, which I low-key kind of expected it, but also not really. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Got 130 on the leg curl, first set of failure. If we get more than 10, we'll go on to, we'll move it up. All right. That was not a good set in my opinion. I feel like I kind of had my legs up for too long. My legs were starting to get numb even before I started the set.
They stopped taking orders by now. You gotta have ordered by 9:40.
So, not a good set. I'm not really happy with it. I'm gonna keep it the same because didn't hit 10 reps. I low-key need to get some moisturizer. You know, ever since I hopped on creatine, I've been having to go to the bathroom more often. And I was wondering why the back of my hands feel like super dry now. Like every time I feel the back of them, they're super rough. And I mean, I'm going based off of what the Google AI said again, so I could be wrong here. But they said excessive washing the hands will take out the natural oils that build up in your hand, causing this roughness. And one of the ways that I can, solve this just by applying some moisturizer. So, I need to get some moisturizer. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. It's not like it's annoying. It's just that I can there's some friction on my leg every time I rub my arms.
We might do a little bit of insider trading.
But yeah, overall, I'm not too big of a problem, but I do need to get some moisturizer at some point. The rest of my body, though, is completely fine, which is why I think it is that excessive washing of the hands. Because that's really the only thing that's changed from me hopping on creatine, which I think is why I'm going to the bathroom a little more. My water intake is through the roof now. It wasn't decently bad before I started taking creatine. Like I have a bunch of 40-pack waters in my dorm. Before I hopped on creatine, probably take me about a week and a half to go through all 40. Now it takes me a week. So, I mean, we're big change in terms of, my water intake. Also, I look old. I look old with the rough hands. I don't like that. I need to be youthful. I'm only 18. Like the back of my hands look like I'm 50. Not too happy about that personally. I was about to move up the weight, but I remembered I didn't do 10. Anyways, I'm gonna finish off this last set because I have nothing else to talk about, and we'll go for it. See what happens. We'll go from there. I'll get my outro, and we'll call it a day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Alright. 130 on the leg curl. See how many we do.
Don't want to risk any slippage. I don't like it either, especially with the beta alanine in me.
Yeah.
But you gotta do it.
Have you tried it out?
I'll try one.
Start off a little lighter. It feels fine. I didn't feel that. I think it's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's a good idea.
Okay.
Anyways.
No, that was a set that was good. That was a good set right there. Alright. Well, that's the end of the video. Quote of the day. Worry about things that you can control, not things you can't. Love you guys. Like and subscribe. And watch the other videos. That's it.